Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is our last show of January, and it's Friday, January 30th, 2026. This show begins. DJ, roll that track. Now, part of me wants better drums. I feel like the hand bongos are we can do better. So we're gonna try to upgrade that next week to like a rock band. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. Reminder, we are live streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Please subscribe before you leave. There has been awesome college sports airing, especially our partners at Illinois Wesleyan. They play some really good D3 basketball. There's a women's and men's doubleheader today. If you're into that kind of thing, respect to you. There's also other great shows and more sports as well. But thank you for tuning in. On today's awesome episode, we're first going to bring in Pat Gregoire, who is not in Halifax yet. But we're still going to talk about the game. He's also got 3 bets lined up. He's going to try to help us beat the Polar Bears. And we'll see if they're generous this week to us. 2 of the last 3 weeks, I felt pretty good. But let's hope we don't have what happened 2 weeks ago, because I'll be in shambles. Then we will talk about the games this weekend. I know Captain did a great job doing that yesterday. I will give the reason why I'm picking the games I am picking. Then we'll wrap it up with the crew's best bets, myself, Gamble Guy, and Pat Gregoire. And also Captain's ladders will be provided today too. So much stuff to do. So little time. Not really, but it feels like it. So without further ado, let's bring in the kid. I keep saying the kid for whatever reason, but Pat Gregoire is here in the flesh. How are you, sir? Well, almost in the flesh.
Close enough. Close enough. I'm doing well, Mike. Just bracing the cold here in the greater Toronto area. Fly out to Halifax later this afternoon. So yeah, just kind of getting myself mentally prepared to go outside in this frigid temperatures. The polar vortex is what they're calling it right now.
Yeah. The Bears must be loving it. That's all I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pepsi did release that commercial. I've yet to watch it, but I'm excited to see what the Cousins pulled off over there. Mimico Trike. I love this. Every day this comment gets even better. Loose Mesh says, look at the natural Listen, you were almost fresh off and after dark, kind of.
Yeah, close enough. I was a little bit of a grind the other day. It's still up. It's up on YouTube, or half of it.
Screw them. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't say it out loud. We don't need you guys getting flagged as well. But it's also on our podcast stream, the full stream, or close enough to the full stream. You can find that there before you found out that we were put in prison. Great conversation with Tino Farah, no doubt.
It's not the first time it happened to you, even though it was on our show. It did happen to us before, so you were kind of used to it.
Yeah.
Before we get started, before they take these down too, 80stees.com. Pat does not endorse this, by the way. They have awesome retro style stuff, like a blow pop, 4 flavors of blow pop shirt, which I'm going to get. Bose headphones. You can also click Maple Leaf shirt, even though I might have to change that to a Sabre shirt at this point. Josh Allen jersey, just for the record, so YouTube doesn't take this product down. Okay. Let's first talk about the game. You are not on a bet in this game, but you are going to be broadcasting it. What is Pete? Or no, it's Matt and Mackie, correct?
No, it is Pete.
It is Pete. That's right.
Yes, it's a local, quote-unquote, local game. So it'll be on ESPN Plus, TSN Plus, NLL Plus. Myself, Mackie, and Pete Dalladay will have the call. We're super excited for this one.
Georgia,
very interesting one. Georgia, when you look at a betting perspective, Georgia's the underdog, at least at CoolBet, plus 144. Halifax at minus 139. Kind of not a must win, but a spot for Halifax where they feel like they got to have this one.
Correct.
Going in the wrong direction. Georgia feeling really good about themselves. A couple of big wins in a row. The offense starting to find its footing. But for me, the big matchup that I'm looking to is the new look, or the fresh look, of Halifax's offense. They send out Dawson Theed for a first-round pick. Now it's an opportunity. No more excuses anymore for those young lefties. Mike Robinson, Jason Knox, and Will McLeod are all going to get big opportunities to be contributors on that left side. And then on the flip side, Georgia's defense has just continuously impressed me. Brett Dobson's having a career year, a historic year so far. Mike, I knew this Georgia defense was going to be this good, and I knew Dobson was going to have a good bounce back year. I don't even think I could have predicted how well these guys have been playing.
Spencer Conley said goalie of the year. I don't even know if he saw this coming.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I do want to mention this game because I know like it's not like in. I don't think any. I'm checking it now. No. Well, okay. Gamble guys on Swarm plus 1.5, but that's still like no guns there. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, guns. Oops. No, I'm kidding. No, but so Captain and Tim Dillon picked Halifax, and I had picked Georgia all week, and this is just like not even betting, just like flat out the game flow. And I almost picked Halifax to like before I did the graphic. I went with Georgia, but part of me is like, is this a spot where Georgia snuck in some good wins, and Halifax, you know, if there is a spot again where we're this low, we're at that point now. It feels like this could be a huge fork in the road for their season, and Halifax might very well win handedly.
Yeah, and Mike, that's why I was reluctant to say it is a must win. I don't think it is a must win, but it is as close as you can get to it. Just considering the fact that you then the following week have, or I guess it's not a following week, they get a bye, but then they welcome Buffalo, which I know they've proven they've beaten, but obviously Buffalo is going to, depending on what happens this week with that game in Colorado, that could be a very desperate Buffalo team coming into town. You travel to San Diego, a team that's starting to surge and play the right way, but anytime going from the East Coast to the West Coast, a difficult travel at Calgary, then you host Vegas, Toronto. Like the schedule's not getting any easier for this Thunderbirds team by any stretch of the imagination. So this is one that I think they have to have, they want to have. And I think the big thing for me is this offense has to come to life at some point.
I'm glad Kai the goalie mentioned this, and this has bugged me all week because Steve Priolo plays for the Bandits. You also made this mistake inadvertently on After Dark calling him Priolo. Is Mike Triolo playing for Georgia? Do we know that yet?
Triolo, Oshawa, Ottawa. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of tongue twisters in the National League. I think he's going to play. I really do, because we saw Carter Page was released from the practice roster. Keane Moon was put to the practice roster. So just looking at the numbers, the sheer numbers that they do have, I think he's going to play. I think they're going to probably roll with the right side, looking like Lyle Thompson, Caleb Benedict. And then he's going to be there on that as that third righty, and as a righty to free up space for Lyle Thompson and Caleb Benedict to crash and bang, play from the inside out. So we saw the role that he played a couple of years ago, even last season with Saskatchewan. That's exactly the type of player that he is. He's not going to put up crazy big numbers. He has the capability to score when he gets opportunities, but he just didn't fit in that Buffalo offense. So that's not to say he's done, he's washed. There's not another landing spot for him. Clearly, Georgia felt like he could contribute, and I think he's going to get an opportunity right away.
By the way, cool bet odds, just because we are here on this game, and then we'll move on. Halifax minus 133, totals at 21.5. One of the rare times y'all actually give us a hook, thank you. And not y'all, but the Polar Bears. And then also to cover, Halifax is actually plus 105. If you want a little bit of extra nickels there, food for the poor. But yeah, there you go. You have any leans? Come on, give me one. Just one lean. Like you're working at IHOP, this would be your lean. You're going to a Hooters joke too, but I'll just leave the first part of the joke alone.
If I had to lean,
pancakes for Greggy.
I'm going to say Georgia plus 1.5, maybe.
I like that because this could be a close game. I
Yeah,
like that. Okay.
I think that's a lean, but it's not an official
No,
play.
correct. And that will not be counted against you in court or daily dive. Okay, so now let's move on to the real games. The real games that you're a part of. So the Rush and the Roughnecks. A lot of people, even Teddy, you, even both of y'all said on After Dark. I can admit it. It feels like Calgary has got to be pissed off. But and I know like Saskatchewan's on a real big high right now. Like everyone's like, oh, they're so great, they're untouchable. And they did lead this game like 10-5 at the end of 3 quarters back in Saskatoon on opening week, where even Jake Naso calls it that first third where they were not happy how they played. Calgary tied that game up 13-13. Sask won it by 3, thank goodness for them. And it's been a lot of happened ever since. Do we think Calgary has a fighting chance here? I don't. Do you?
I think they have a fighting chance. Of course they do. This is a rivalry game. These two teams hate each other. There's always, anytime it's the Battle of Prairies, there's going to be a lot to play for, whether one team's at the top of the standings and the others. And we've seen ebbs and flows throughout this rivalry. There was a long time where the Roughnecks absolutely dominated the Rush in the regular season. That there were stretches where Sask owned this rivalry. Right now, though, it's really tough to kind of take history out of this, especially recent history, because both these teams are completely different. So I think the only thing that you can take, and it's tough to because it was at the start of the year, is that first game. And you mentioned it. Yeah. Good kudos for Calgary for coming back. But I think that was more about Saskatchewan just kind of putting it neutral and falling asleep in the second half.
It felt like that, yeah.
I will say this. There are a lot of sleepy sports books out there right now at what you can get minus 140, minus 55. Cool Bet obviously pays attention and actually watches the sport.
That's what it feels like.
167, which I still think, though, this should be closer to like minus 180, to be quite frank.
Yeah, Captain and myself, before you move on, he was telling me, he was asking me when we handicapped these games back on Wednesday, he was like, what do you think it should be? I said, if I was a polar bear and got 1 week just 1 week as a polar bear guy, I was like, I would say minus 185 to minus 195. I personally think it's close to like minus 240, but I was trying to get value, it'd be like minus 185, kind of like you said, the 180 mark. Minus 150 and below is like, oh, y'all are, thank you. I'll count that now. Games aren't played on paper, though, we've learned. But
no, it's true. It's true. So, and just another note that goes into this as well. Aiden Walsh, Teddy mentioned it, 0-3 lifetime against Saskatchewan. Yeah. I looked into it a little more as well. 73.7 save percentage and a 2.52 goals against average. So for me, I'm taking Saskatchewan minus 1.5. I think if I'm taking it the price from Cool Bet, minus 167 is that's too much juice for the squeeze, especially in a rivalry game. I'd rather just, minus 1.5 Saskatchewan. It's probably going to be sleepy or sweaty, but I think Saskatchewan's just a far, far superior team coming off the bye as well. Both teams coming off the bye, which is kind of rare to see, actually.
Oh, well, that, kind of helps Saskatchewan there in a way, because it's like, as much as Calgary's had a stew since Edmonton, Saskatchewan has had to game plan for not making sure they don't fall asleep in this game. Very intriguing, sir. But I do like your 1.5. I think on mine, let me just check them. I had Rush money line because that's the minus 166 on DraftKings. But yeah, same boat here. I prefer them covered, but I'm being safe. All right, so moving on. Next team you have on your docket, Black Bears and the Rock. I feel like earlier in the week you were on an under here. I could be wrong. I don't know why I thought you were on that earlier, but maybe, whatever. I think that Black Bears, while the Rock's defense is good, I don't know if their Warriors good, especially with the guy behind them being, no offense to Troy Holochuk, not Del Bianco. I think Black Bears offense gets going, and Zach Higgins, even if he has a good or a bad game, I feel like it's not going to be a great game. I like the over, and you guys are at 22 even. Is the even going to scare you? How are you feeling?
Even doesn't exactly scare me. If anything, and I could see it landing on 22, and then we've got a push on our hands. Earlier in the week, earlier in the week, yeah, I did think that this could be an under because I don't know if Toronto has eclipsed the 22 goal marks except for one game against Las Vegas where they lost 17-11. Every other game has been an under. 18-7 against Oshawa, 11-10 against Calgary. That 17-11 game against Vegas, 12-7 win against San Diego, 11-10 victory against Rochester, and then a 10-9 loss in OT against Georgia.
With that,
yes, and you know, normally you look into the numbers and you can look on the other side as well. Ottawa's kind of been up and down. There have been some overs, there's been some unders.
Yeah.
I'm more going with my gut here, and I agree with you. I think Ottawa's offense is going to bounce back big time. The jump from Christian Delbianco to Troy Holochuk is, and no knock on Troy's game, but it is immense. You're talking about one of, if not the best goalie on the planet, to a goaltender who's trying to make a name for himself and play for a starting role. I think Toronto's offense is also starting to find its groove. CJ Kirst has taken a stranglehold of this offense. Mark Matthews looked really good last week. I think they're making strides. And yes, they only scored 9 goals, but they went up against the hottest goaltender in the National Lacrosse League in Brett Dobson. Yeah. I think that defense for Ottawa is a little bit of a step down as well from what they saw or what they're going to see in Ottawa. So I trust Toronto's defense. I trust Ottawa's offense, but there's a couple of question marks in both these teams. And for me, I think this is a get right spot for Ottawa's offense. And I think this could be a little bit of a breakout spot for Toronto's offense as well.
Ooh. Yeah, and like no disrespect to Higgins or no disrespect to Higgins. He's not Brett Dobson, like you said, this year. And no disrespect to Holochuk, he's not Delbianco. And I'll just, for the record, a lot of people kick around, Delbianco one of, if not, I'll say it, it's like LeBron every year. One guy might win MVP, but Delbianco's the best goalie. And and against Ottawa, that was the spot where like, okay, buddy. And it was ridiculous. It was night and day what he did versus other goalies. So there you go.
This one's going to be sweaty too. Like there wasn't a ton that I really love on the board this week for how many games there were. I just looking at the odds, I think the Polar Bears knocked it out of the park. I think there was just a lot of close games. And I think my favorite is the one that we just talked about in Saskatchewan. And then this Toronto game's the closest one. And then kind of, again, we can get to it, but there's some reasoning into my third bet as well.
And real quick before we do that, I liked 13-10 for this game for Ottawa. I felt like I wanted the 22.5, then that I would have been comfortable. The fact there was 21.5 and 22, I'm fine with an over here. So I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 13-10, 13-11 is kind of what I kind of thought it could be as well.
Finally, and what might be at this point, I mean, Buffalo's not holding their end of the bargain up right now, but this could end up being one of the games of the year. I know we've had a couple of those recently. This is up there as well. The history, it's not too far behind us. I'm riding the Mammoth. I don't like the idea of the Bandits defenders coming back. What is your take on this game? And will it be one of the games of the year?
It certainly is starting to be billed that way. You have a Buffalo team looking to avoid going 0-3 for the first time in probably quite some time. Right. It's a rematch of the back-to-back finals from a couple of years ago. For me, I said before these lines dropped, whatever happens here, I'm taking the points. Whoever the underdog is, I'm taking the points. And the fact that I'm getting the home side, the fact that I'm getting the team that by record standpoint, is having the better season. I am absolutely afraid and terrified for that offensive breakout for this team, for Buffalo to come in there and do it. I just don't know with the way that Ward's playing, with the way the defense is playing. I have a hard time seeing that happening. I think this is going to be a relatively low scoring game. And usually in low scoring games, it means it's a tight game. So I don't know, maybe 8-7, 9-8, somewhere in that ballpark. Last possession, last goal wins. I would not be surprised if this game went into overtime.
I had 12-10, but I feel like it's going to be close the entire way through. I did pick the Mammoth to win. I'm trying to do this on the fly here. Like Dylan Ward, just because I'm curious, like, it feels like if there's a goalie who can keep it close, if Buffalo does break out, it feels like he historically is not scared of these guys. And other goalies, not saying they're scared, but they might be more deer in headlights-ish. So I like that. And like you said, it's the home team. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're getting points with the home team. So I'll ride with the home dog. Just looking things up quickly. The last time the Buffalo Bandits lost 3 straight games back in February 16th to March 1st, 2024. They lost to Halifax, Albany, and Vancouver for 3 straight. We know what went on to happen later on in that season.
Yeah.
So, but previous to that.
Keep searching.
April 2028, 3 straight games. Calgary, Toronto, Rochester. Back
2020
in
what?
2018.
Since 2028, where are we at now?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So historically, so let's all pray real quick for a Bandits by 1 or less. I'm fine with that. Amen. Thank you, Pat, for being part of this prayer. That's terrible. Pat, we appreciate your time as always. Hope to see you back Monday to overreact to it all. Have a call. Have a safe travel. Is Teddy doing the game tonight on TSN at 9:00 Eastern?
Yes, it will be Teddy, Brad Challoner, and Chantel Chan. They'll have the call for Rush Roughnecks. I know Teddy's all giddy and excited to be back in Calgary. He was in the sauna last night. I think he went to the casino.
I saw that.
Keg dinner. Like, oh yeah, he's very excited. A little too excited for my liking to be far away from me. Kind of rude, to be honest, but hey, it's fine. I'll have fun with Pete and Mackey this weekend.
Listen, man, Noah Manning's going to have so many name drops. I'm going to love it. We appreciate you, Pat. Stay safe. Have fun, dude.
Thank you.
And don't forget, guys, support the OTCB podcast on, what is that platform called? YouTube, the one we're on. Anyways, a couple of comments here that we, let's hear. Barry the Prairie sounds funny. Why? And yes, Triolo's a huge body. Loose mesh. Which parlay? Like whose parlay is it? Yours or is it Frick's? Whose is it? Calgary plus 2.5. That's not fair. Why are y'all allowed to do plus 2.5? That's crazy. And yes, Carson, use kill. You wish. I'm selling brand new, baby. Is Brett the best goalie in the world? At this point right now, yeah, Andrew Q. That's been good. No, but Kai, like I said before, Q was not good last year for Georgia. I feel like he's peaking in Colorado. Okay, there you go. The Dawson's Dandy. There you go. How about Dawson's Diary? We can start that up too. You're welcome for free content. We'll be right back to Daily Dive when I come back. Let's talk over the games and why I have picked what I do. You're watching Daily Dive. Stay tuned for our best bets and Captain's Ladder. We'll be right back, folks.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, yo. Welcome back. Daily Dive. Only live Monday through Friday across ocean on the planet. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Big Dog, Michael Karvelis. And that's if I was a rapper. Okay, so reminder, the NLL has a little bit soft, launched a merch store. I don't know when they were going to tell us. I've heard it's going to be around February for something, which is interesting. It's like, oh, it took you long enough, whatever. You can find it now at natalkradio.us/NLL. Help out the show, why don't you? Player name jerseys are there. We're talking Teeter Jesus. And Del Bianco, the best goalie in the world right now, even though some years it might not be him winning goalie of the year. It is what it is. NLL merch, natalkradio.us/NLL. It's right there on your screen. You're welcome. Back to the games, honey. So it's interesting because we've kind of, been milking the cow here. That's me if I was a farmer milking a cow, obviously. Like yesterday, Captain came on, previewed the games. Wednesday, I did this whole narrative thing. And now today, Gamble Guy had to play tennis. And by the way, Yannick Sinner and Novak Djokovic were also playing earlier. I feel like that had more to do with him not showing up than just playing. I don't know. I'm just saying. Captain was so tired from hosting the show yesterday. He says, I'm just going to go to work today. I get it. But let's have just some final thoughts, and that's what we'll do for this segment. And then the next segment, we'll give you the ladders and best bet stuff. All right? So, the first game, the Rush and the Roughnecks. I personally love the Rush. I'm not buying that, Calgary's emotional, they're going to get up for the game. Man, miss me with that, bro, honestly. Like, you can come back to this later on. I don't care. Like, what? I'm supposed to feel sorry? Like, no. It's a rivalry game. Yeah, these guys are all in diapers. Good luck hanging with the Rush. I'm sorry. Like, forget best bets portion. Come on, bro. Rush by 100 million. It is what it is. Wings and Seals. We all picked the Seals. It's funny because last week, Philadelphia was like 5-1. And it was like, what the heck is going on? And then Iriglieri kept locking it down. I think Seals, folks, Captain talked about it. They are 0-3 at home this year. And coming into this season, stat courtesy of your boy, they were 34-16 at Pechanga Arena since 2019 when they started in the league. Now, there was one game where they won a Snapdragon Snap Garbage Stadium. Nice outdoor game. I didn't like it, but it was like they were not used to losing at home. I think the end of that game is more what we're going to see here. Give me the ARFs. Now, this next game I told you guys earlier, well, at least I told Pat, I'm sure you were listening. I was like, why not Georgia? But I was thinking to myself, is Halifax going to do it? Is this a buy low spot? I don't care. Halifax got rid of Thede. I want to believe that Jason Knox and Mike Robinson are going to do well with getting to the door after their shift and letting the transition do its thing. But Swarm have a guy named Lyle Thompson getting healthier. I told you guys against Calgary and Edmonton, and then the fourth quarter and overtime against Toronto, it was like, oh, he's feeling better. I'm telling you, this could be a breakout game. I'm sure. I think this game being in Halifax helps Triolo actually play. If this game were in Georgia, I'm questioning Triolo playing. But like Pat said, they've already made some moves. And I don't know how much instant offense he gives them, but I feel like the Swarm can eke this one out. It's going to be sweaty. I feel like the Swarm are just playing better right now. And again, would not be shocked. Would not be shocked if Halifax won the game. I'm picking the Swarm. Everyone else picked the Halifax Thunderbirds. Who cares? Vancouver Warriors and the Houston Roughnecks. I'm kidding. XFL. And the Calgary. God, what am I doing here? In the Rochester Nighthawks. You're going to do a joke, you got to do it right. I think Vancouver wins it. I really love to root for Rochester. I also really like to be right. And sitting at 500 is not good for me. It's just not. And I'm ashamed of Captain, a person who I allowed to host the show yesterday, who volunteered actually. I said, yeah, that's fine. Rochester. Oh, El Capitan, we're going to have to talk, and I'll even use Canadian if it works for you. Unbelievable, Captain. Tim Dillon's on my side of this. I don't like how Tim Dillon's catching me in the standings here. I just feel like Del Bianco, again, he showed against Ottawa. It's like, okay, we're good here. Y'all were cute for a little bit. Wheel back, and, we're taking the pacifiers out. We're grown men now, baby. They ain't going to play with Rochester. Rochester's got too much good food over there. Some of the team offense. Ottawa Black Bears, no offense, and the Toronto Rock. We're sweeping Black Bears across the board. I feel bad for Toronto in the spot because I feel like everyone's going to be picking Ottawa, and I feel like Toronto has a chance to win. But, man, Ottawa is in a spot right now where it's like, okay, we ran into Del Bianco, Owen Grant, Reed Bowering, shout out Greggy's Grinder, shout out Mike's Lunchbox. Jackson Subak, we ran into all these guys. So, okay, I get it. Jeff Teaton, Rob Hillier ain't who you thought you were, who we thought they were. They're going to be okay. I think they're going to walk in, hollow chuck. I feel like I don't like Swiss cheese, but if you're a Swiss cheese purchaser, it feels like to me what you're going to do is like, oh, this Swiss cheese has like small holes. This Swiss cheese has big holes, she said. And it's like, oh, that makes sense. Hollow Chuck's got bigger Swiss cheese holes. Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't care how good you might be one day. You're not Del Bianco, bro. Sorry. And by the way, like the Black Bears, not like they were punked by Vancouver either. Like, they were hanging in there, just couldn't buy a bucket. They're gonna buy a few buckets this weekend. Buffalo Banditos. Shout out to that podcast. Colorado Mammoth. Guys, come on. There is going to be a time, and that time maybe this weekend, where it's like, okay, Buffalo had their fun. They're still awesome, but this ain't the playoffs, and something is up with them. I know that Spanger and Belt are coming back. Good for them. It feels like to me Colorado is balling, flat out cooking. Why can't they win this game? If you're picking Buffalo, the only reason you're doing that is, oh, well, historically they're great. Guys, this is the regular season. It's okay to admit that. The fact that Colorado is plus money is comical. They're at home. They're playing better. It's not the playoffs. What more do you want from me? Colorado wins this game. And finally, Oshawa, Vegas, I swear to you, this is the game I'll regret or feel really good about this week. It's the one game, despite all my other thoughts on the other games, it's the one game where I'm going to be crying for Oshawa and Alex Simmons. And then on the other side, I'll be like I'll be so happy, but I'll be so let down. I don't know why Oshawa is so in my head. Before Captain was getting media passes, I was like, why is this team in my head? Year one, they weren't competitive. Year two, they went on a run. Last year, they were terrible. This year, they're terrible. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I don't know. But this is my reckoning. Did I just use that term correctly? This is my moments of like, okay, are you who I think you are? If you cannot beat Vegas, you guys know my thoughts on Vegas. I don't know what to do. I don't know when Oshawa is going to be good again, because it won't be this year. Guys, in my brain, I'm not kidding. If they win this game, they're finishing 10-8. If they lose this game, they're finishing 5-13. My brain is dumb like that. I'm rolling with it. Oshawa, please win. And also, please win so I can keep on, so Tim Dillon will stop closing the gap. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. I'm okay with Captain. Tim Dillon, come on, man. Do it despite Tim Dillon. Tucker out game, by the way. First time I said that all week. I'm sorry. Tucker out game. There you go. All righty. When we come back, it's time to put the chickens where they lay their eggs. I don't even know what that means. It translates to best bets and ladders and parlatos. All the good stuff. We'll be right back, and I'll get your comments on the other side. This is Daily Dive. You don't want to miss the conclusion of this epic broadcast. Thank you. The country accent, whatever.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
We welcome you back to Daily Dive, the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talks on the planet. You guys are the best. Stay tuned for our best bets coming up very soon at the end of this segment, actually. But I know a lot of you tune in because Captain is the man, and he's already hit a safe ladder this year. And if you don't know what ladders are putting whatever amount you want to on a bets, and like parlaying it in a way each week. So it's like you don't withdraw your money. A safe ladder, he does 50 all the way up to 1,000. He already cashed out 50 to 910 this year, which is great. It's like his third or fourth ladder he's hit so far in the last 2 years. For greedy ladders, it's 50 to 10,000, and you're also trying to do plus money this week. Keep that in mind, by the way, for what you're going to see what his greedy ladder is this week. I am not happy with my captain. However, that being said, let's get into it right now. Captain safe ladder. Let me take this stupid. Let me take this graphic off. Presented by Elevated Truck and Crane, the good people out there. Before we do that, I told you guys to get to the comments. I apologize. We got like a bunch of them here. Okay. Ooh, wow. My goodness. Oh, it's the Combine crew. They're back. Okay. I agree. I mean, it's hard. Whoa. Easy on the innuendos here. Tim Hill and Captain trying to make an enemy with me. Oh. Well, because they picked Halifax. I almost did it. I almost did it myself. Big Mike. Georgia. Mike's a closest. Easy, pal. Vancouver are frauds. Did you watch me? Yeah, we'll pipe off. So strong terminology there, Captain. Kai says Mike can't be a Swarm fan. Oh, it's gonna suck when I'm media there. Like everyone knows I'm not a Swarm fan. Like, I'm sorry, not really. It just sounds better, and hope you won't beat me up if I say I'm sorry. Garen says I don't think any team wants. That's fair. I told people if I ever move to Buffalo, I need security guard. I'm not kidding about that. If Vancouver and Georgia win, Monday's parlay buster. The innuendos. Where is Donde está Tim Dillon? Great question. Perry Tan, who I haven't seen comment in a while. You know what? Swamp Bunnies is crazy. No room for free Tim. Amen. Free my boy Tim Dillon. He ain't do nothing wrong. Nothing. Oshawa must win. Captain said it yesterday. You are captain. What are we doing third person here for? I know. All right. That's enough of that. Good God Almighty. Safe Ladder. Presented by the awesome people who help raise you up and raise it up at Elevated Truck and Crane. It's step 2. This is why I see to follow him on Twitter at LCapE10Picks. It's actually the same name as his as this right here. Whatever, I'm not showing that one. This one is what I'll show. That's the username also on Twitter. He already did step 1 last week. The show was not able to catch it. Good for him. So step 2, $97 to reach 164. Rush money line. That's via Bet MGM. Bet. Okay, that's weird. Next up, Safe Ladder. Looks like Greedy Ladder. Folks, the rules, from my understanding, the captain told me, of Greedy Ladder is as follows. If one is to place a Greedy Ladder, it must be plus odds. Captain, what are we doing? Shame on you. I texted him about this. I said, what's going on with the no plus money? Oh, I need a quickie. Man, come on. No. While Daily Dive loves Elevated Truck and Crane, Daily Dive does not support or endorse Greedy Ladders using minus money. That's unfair. But if it works, we're back. There you go. I've also got I told myself I'm not doing the ladders again, and look at me, I like to lie. So, my safe ladder. It took me a million times to say, hey, ChatGPT, he's on a step ladder, okay? Just whatever. Rush money line, DraftKings minus 166.50 to reach $80. Listen, that's as safe as it gets. We're only little steps here. Now, my greedy ladder, it's going to be, shockingly, the Seals are better than the Wings. And at plus money, plus 100 actually, I'll take it. That's a real greedy ladder, Captain. Learn from your boy. And now, it's time to get into our best bets for this week, and that includes the amazing Pat Gregoire. Bam. The ticker hates me. All right, so first off, I am 19-20. I had another good week. We are getting so close to leaping over the 500 mark. Give me Rush money line, Warriors money line, Ottawa, Toronto over 21.5, and Mammoth money line. I'm taking it. I'm telling the banker he can have it. Remember, these are not parlays. These are single bets. I am feeling a 4-0 week, baby. Come on. I'm pumped. Gamble Guy, 18-14 right now. Seals money line. Swarm plus 1.5. He's a soy boy for that. Warriors money line. Bandits money line. Boo. Oshawa Vegas under 23.5. I don't hate it. Okay. I don't know. I don't mind that bet, actually, under 23.5. I'm kind of jealous about that. Finally, PG-13 Pat Gregoire. The dude's 21-14. Not too shabby. That's 66%. Yeah. Is it? I don't know. I think it is. Rush to cover. Black Bears Rock over 22 even. Remember, his are on cool bet only. Mammoth to cover the 1.5. There's our best bets. And finally, one of these segments I'm starting to fall in love with are our parlatos. It's a huge parlay lottery. Captain has one, and so do I. Captain's parlato is as far. This one's massive, by the way. $10 gets you 1,000. Rush to cover. Seals to cover. Georgia, California, over 21.5. Black Bears money line. Nighthawks to cover is ridiculous. I respect it. Mammoth money line. Firewolves to cover. Wow. Unfortunately, it's not going to win. Here's why. I feel very confident about this. 10 wins 290. Rush to cover. Seals money line. Warriors money line. Black Bears rock over. Mammoth money line. 5 legs. Little bit steep. Not too bad, though. Not too bad. These will be posted on our beautiful social media pages later on at Daily Dive LAX. Captain says there are no rules. Whoa. You give out ZJs all week, you'll see. All right, bet. Captain says it's 3 a.m. and I just need a kill before the whatever. Am I allowed to say the K word? $10 to win 1,000. Yes, it is. On Monday, one of us is going to be mad. On Monday, like I feel like the loser of this week has got to like make one of those raw videos. Like, well, again, weird, but it's kind of like what Captain did, like just calling out all the teams for his bad bets. I cannot wait for that. All right, folks, here we go. That's the week. The weekend is here. We're actually by the word of God, not true. We are getting snow tomorrow in Savannah, Georgia. I'm pumped up. The NLL is going to be fun. 7 games, even though we got a little bit of a late start tonight on Friday. Tomorrow's jam-packed 5 games from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We are so ready. We are so awesome. This show's been great. Thank you to Captain for hosting yesterday. Thank you to Pat Gregoire, who helps us out a bunch. Thank you to Gamble Guy. Thanks to everybody. No, that's the field puppies. That's what they do. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys Monday, same time, same place. This has been Daily Dive. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Thanks for listening, watching Daily Dive.